In this video, we will be talking about more on forms. So we're saying more on forms. So in forms, apart from this, we have other tags and forms. So in creating form, let us use another approach. Okay. So for our action this time, we're putting get. So using get, I would show you what it means when we add something called submit. Input to submit and submit. Okay, value submit. Okay, so apart from this, we have so many input tags. As you can see, we have input for button, for checkbox, for color, for date, for time, for local time, for email, for file, for so many things, and we will go through each and every one of this input, not all, but at least the most important ones. So if you want to know more about this inputs, the laptop is yours. You can use it, the laptop in front of you, or you can use it to practice on how to use input tags. Okay, so using the first after, maybe let us add a label. First of all, a label. So we say label for okay, if you don't want to use a label, I just want to ask a question, so I'll use a paragraph. I would ask, do you want email updates? Okay, so the person has a choice. He can say yes, no, or maybe. So what would the person use to answer this question? This leads us to radio button. So, and I know you must have seen this before. So let us go. For to use a radio button is actually this. Let me show you on the website, so you see. So this is what we call a radio button. It can be checked and unchecked only if we have two. So if we have only one, if you check it, it remains checked. Okay, so do you want email update? We need two, so that if we check one, the other becomes unchecked. So to make sure, I will just do it this way to give you, to show you something. So if you create inputs this way, if you check one and you think if you check the other is going to uncheck this, you're mistaken. The two are going to check at the same time. So the syntax behind radio buttons is that if you check one, the other becomes automatically unchecked. So for that to be possible, you have to set the name and the ID to mean the same thing. So this should be, and call it update, and you can call this one update also. Okay, so if you save now and you go to Chrome, you will find out that if you check one and you check the other one, the initial radio button becomes unchecked, and if you do the same, reverse is the case. So this is how to make a radio button. So if we need let's make it official. Let's add labels to them. So this leads me to nested elements. So first of all, let's go. So this should be label for yes, and we say yes. Now we are going to nest this first input in our label. So when an element is written, when a tag is written in another tag, it is called nested elements. So input is nested in the label. So input, this is nested in this and this. So input tag are self-closing tags. Okay, so let's have the same thing for the next one. I'm just going to duplicate it, and that's all. So this should be for no. Okay, no. And if we save now, it becomes sensible. So this is what we have. So do you want email update? You can say yes or no. And let's take our submit button below. Okay. Okay, let's have our submit button here. So what is another example of maybe input tag? We have the checkbox is an opposite to the radio button. You can actually check as many options as you want. As you can see, we have 4, and even if I give them the same ID of and maybe delete the same name and duplicate them, you still get, you can be able to take as many options as you want. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of them can be checked out. So that is why it is called a checkbox. So it allows you to check as many items as possible. That is a checkbox for you. So it is not advisable to use a checkbox for a yes or no question, because you're just going to lead the user astray. Okay, so we have the input for color. Let's use this. So you can give it a name if you like. Now let us see how the input for color works. So to find, okay, this is it. So if you click on here, you get a wide range of colors to select from. Get many colors to select from. You can edit the colors to the ones you like. So that is inputs for color for you. Okay, we have the input for date, time, local. So that we just use this. So this summarize input for date and time to be 1. Let's save and let's see what it's like. It's like this. So to have a more, okay, this is a clearer view. We have a calendar. So instead of setting this manually, we could just click on the calendar, and we're at the 14th of January. So we can edit this by changing the year to maybe 2020, like 2060 or so, setting the date and maybe just putting that there. Okay, so we have so many other things in which we can do with input. Okay, we've talked about input for file and of email. So let us go now to input of for file. So input for file, hidden an image, they're almost the same. They have almost the same cues. Now let's go for input for file. Input for number allows you to input only numbers. Okay, so you could try that on your own. It's a leisure time. So let's go for input for file. So the input for file allows you access into your computer system. So it allows you to pick a file and maybe upload it. So when you click on that, you've already uploaded the file right here. So it allows you to do that and get that. Okay. So if it's a site that we use PHP to get data uploaded and sent to a particular server, would have the video already sent there or uploaded manually before being sent. Okay, so now let's go to the point. Now the point is, what is the use of get? What is the use of action get? Okay, now if we should go back to our form, and now we want to fill in this part. Let's see, say by name, my email. Let's use this, and If I remove the .com and I try to submit, okay, it's not typing well. I need to go back to my code, and here input for type. Okay, let's go back to input of okay, submit. Yes, that's it. BM submit. Okay, so this is the form, and let's get rid of this and this for now. Okay, let me put this well. Input for text. Okay, text. Give it an ID as well. Text. Okay, for an email. And so if everything is checked out for you, go back now. Okay, it should be something like this. Okay, now it works properly. So you see, if you try to submit without having the proper syntax as at, and if you're missing the at sign, basically you can't submit. So immediately you put in the at whatever.com and become submitted. Now get helps you to track whatever the user placed in the field. So now we can track the email the user used by seeing this. So this is what this is the email of the user. So if it were to be an appropriate email, you should know that this percentage and 40 means the at sign. Okay, it's like entities. This is what the computer decodes for at sign. It codes the at sign into um this percentage and 40. Okay, so what if we have a password in there? This is the reason why you don't use get if you have a password. So now let's input a password. Okay, let's put BR here, and let's say password input for password. It is not safe to use get for password, and here password. Okay, put a line break. Okay, save, and let's go back. So if we reload this page, okay, now we see, let me show you something you can also do. We don't have a label, but forget about label. Now we're going to do something in the password. We have what we call placeholder, and we'll call it password. So this is automatically that is going to display what we need to type in there. So instead of having labels, you could also have a password. I'm sorry, a placeholder. So now if we put this as our name, we'll put this as our email, and we'll put this as our password. So let me tell you what I typed as password. APPLE. So I typed Apple. Okay. So when I click on submit, there is it. So this is the email I used, in which you guys saw, and this is the name I used, and this is the password I typed in, which is Apple. So if I should type in something else for you to be convinced, I should type Samsung and submit, you would have Samsung there. So just for you to be extra convinced that this actually works. So you could try it on your own and make sure you have a really nice form. Play with it so that you can be grounded, and with time you grow from beginner into being a pro.